Hi everyone, this is a demo of the new features of Requirement Yogi for Confluence. Those are not documents from my customers because I'm not allowed to show them, so I'm just relying on public documents. In our fictitious example, you're building a helicopter. You receive the document from the customer and you paste it from Word into Confluence. Of course, in these documents you've got identifiers and a description of every requirement with additional information like references. The first thing you want to do is to transform the keys. So for those requirements, you just double-click on them, click this little button, and click Create. The key was just transformed into a Requirement Yogi object. Of course, you want to do the same with every requirement on the page, so you just want to tick off this little checkbox here, and it's done for all of the requirements. When you hover over it, you can see the little detail with the description first and the properties. The property names match the column name. For example, requirement is the second column, category is the last column with a value. When the name is simple, like when it's only one word, you can search with this criteria. Because those are documents from your customer, you want to simplify them a little bit. For example, you want this column, the requirement, to be the description of the requirement. You don't want the first column, and you don't want the last columns in the description. To do this, I'm adding an ry property macro. And I say, this is a title. I'll also ignore the first column. I tick Ignore. Alright, this is the simplified description. You can see that the first column was ignored for the properties. When you have requirements like this, you often have error messages or any kind of property value reference table. It's really useful for acronyms or part numbers, and you can add a description for them. Those are not requirements, they're just dictionaries, but they behave the same. So let's tag this one with the type ERR and say it should be red. I type the description. It creates a dictionary with the list of error messages and the list of descriptions. You can see that there are two references to this error message in the original document. In your everyday workflow, you want to create a Jira issue for the development of those requirements. One Jira issue covers several requirements. Let's say you've created a Jira issue here. You want to link them to a requirement, so you start typing the key number and Jira creates the link to the requirement. The upside is that you have the description within your Jira issue. When you click on them, you reach the right place within the Confluence page, and then you have the reverse link from Confluence. Requirement Yogi helps you keep the change requests in Jira with the dynamic content and keep the static documentation in Confluence easily editable for tech writers and customers. Thank you very much. That was a small description to the new features, and please discover the product. Thank you.